about it, Yugi. This isn't a tough question. One is X-Head Cannon, and the other is Y Dragon Head.
Hold on. Are these two monsters able to combine together?
Welcome back to that. Welcome back to That's Effin' Rich. I was thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently, and I really wanted to go back and watch some of the old duels. But I remember that there was a lot of cheating that went on in those old duels. And so I had the idea of, why don't we actually go back and see who was the biggest cheater in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, the duel I'm going to watch in the next couple of parts is going to be the Yugi versus Kaiba in Battle Coliseum. I wanted to use this as the first one I do in the series, and just to see if there was any appetite for it going forward. If you do like what you're about to see, please leave a like, please let me know, as that will let me know to expand this series for more duels going onwards. With all that being said, there are a couple of rules we have to go by if we're going to do this, because if you watch one of these duels, if you try and work out how the duel would have gone if this person played by this rule or did this, it's basically impossible. Not to mention there are big cheats and little cheats, so I think we have to set some guidelines behind this. So there are going to be two things that I'm going to be keeping track of. One is the number of time people cheat. The second is how many life points each character should have lost because of these cheats. So here are the rules that we will be following. Number one, no matter how cheaty a cheat is, it will count as only one strike. And what I mean by this is, if someone does this major cheat where the person should have straight up lost the duel, it counts as one strike. If the person does a minor cheat where it really wouldn't have made any difference in the duel whatsoever, still one strike. Secondly, is that we go by actual card text. There are some cards that characters like to use in Yu-Gi-Oh! Which are not the same text as in the actual game. So if they use one of these cards, we're going to use the actual text in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game as canon. And thirdly, anime-only cards are canon. They are legit. So if a character plays a card which is only in the anime and is not a real card, we will go by the rules that are on that card. And for those rules, we'll be using the Japanese translation rules, as I believe in the Japanese sub of Yu-Gi-Oh! The card text is actually printed on the card. And lastly, and this is more to do with counting the life points, any life point loss or deduction will only be counted in that one instance. What this means is if someone cheats, and this means, oh, they should lose more life points over the next couple of turns, we're not counting that. We're just counting how much life points they will lose in that one instance on that one turn. Now that has been said, before the video has started, maybe write down in the comments who you think is going to be the biggest cheater in this part, Yugi or Kaiba. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
It's time to
Duel.
Pleasure,
Okay,
Kaiba.
so start the duel.
Everything is riding on this duel. I've got to stay focused and win this. Here we go.
All right, let's duel!
I summon this. Queen's Knight in defense mode.
Okay, so first of all, playing monsters in face-up defense, I think, is something that we will allow. Usually in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, you have to play monsters in face-down defense or face-up attack. But because this is an anime, they obviously want to show the monsters, which is why they kind of allow characters to play them face-up. Now, if a face-up defense monster has an effect which activates by it being face-up, that might be a different story. We might reevaluate for something like that happening. But if it's just like a normal monster like this, where it doesn't affect anything, and he's just got it face-up, I think this is like the one thing that we will allow, because otherwise we're going to be giving people strikes all over the place, because that's all they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is play stuff in face-up defense.
Next, I'll place one card face down. And that's all.
Yeah, whatever. I've drawn my Egyptian god card on my first turn. And now, I summon my X-Head Cannon in attack mode. Next, I'll activate a magic card. Does it look familiar?
It spells Sanctuary.
Yes, and it lets us both move one magic card from our deck to our hand.
So, Spell Sanctuary is an anime-only card. I'll put it up on screen so you can see it. Okay, so Spell Sanctuary is an anime-only card. And for everyone who doesn't know, there is a bit of text in there which Kaiba doesn't actually talk about. So it is a continuous spell card. When you activate this card, each player can add one spell card from their deck to their hand. While this card is face up on the field, either players can activate spell cards on their turn. So this is one interesting fact about this card that Kaiba does not say. But that is the case. So for the rest of this duel, if they activate a spell card on the opponent's turn, it is allowed, as per our rule of anime-only cards being legit.
So I can move on!
That was weird. Why would Kaiba want me to have instant access to my favorite magic card? Whichever card he chose must have been worth the risk.
I'll place one card face down and end my turn.
Now, Kaiba, my move! Kaiba's X-head cannon is stronger than my Queen's Knight. So why didn't he attack me when he had the chance? He must be up to something. I summon Alpha, the Magnet Warrior, in defense mode. And then I'll play one more card, face down.
Now! Observe! Excellent. Everything is falling right into place. First off, I'll activate this magic card. Soul Exchange!
That's why you spared my queen.
Very perceptive! Thanks to my Soul Exchange magic card, both of your monsters now belong to me, Yugi! So come forth, my monsters! Now I can sacrifice them along with my monster to summon my great beast!
Cheetah! I bet people probably weren't expecting Kaiba to make the first cheat of the series. So, Soul Exchange. Soul Exchange allows you to target one monster your opponent controls to sacrifice. But Kaiba is clearly here targeting two. So that is one strike for Kaiba right now.
I'm afraid not, Kaiba! Reveal my face-down card! Change of heart!
No!
Yes, I'm afraid so, Kaiba. Thanks to my Change of Heart magic card's effect, you no longer have 3 monsters to sacrifice.
So again, Change of Heart can be activated here because of Spell Sanctuary.
Now your X-head cannon belongs to me for one turn. Kaiba! You won't summon Obelisk that easily. Now go!
So you prevented one move. I've got plenty more planned. Like this one. Reveal face down card, enemy controller.
What?
For the price of 1,000 life points, this control pad lets me take command of one of your monsters. Enemy controller, activate.
So, Cheetah! Cheetah! This cheat is not that much of a big cheat. It's really just more like the card text. Enemy controller can take control of an opponent's monster, but until the end phase. But you have to tribute one of your own monsters in order to do so. It's not official card text, so it is a cheat. That is 2 strikes for Kaiba. But we will be giving him plus 1,000 life points because this card doesn't usually target life, doesn't usually use life points. So he would actually normally have 1,000 life points more than he has in this duel.
Right, A, B. And now, bring my X-head cannon back to my side of the field so I have 3 monsters to sacrifice once again. I sacrifice Alpha, Queen's Knight, and X-head cannon. And now, Obelisk the Tormentor, come
Hold on, Kaiba! Go! Light Force Sword!
Oh no!
So, I bet you were expecting me to go, Cheetah! So, Light Force Sword targets a card randomly in Kaiba's hand. And Kaiba had 4 cards in his hand, which means that Yugi actually had a 25% chance of hitting Obelisk with Light Force Sword. I know the way in the anime, it's kind of done as though, oh, since he saw Obelisk, he just targeted Obelisk. But it could have happened within the card's effect. He just had a 25% chance. And that, as we've seen in these shows, Yugi actually kind of does a lot, Yugi actually gets away with a lot more things than a 25% chance. So this is debatable. Maybe write down in the comments what you think the ruling for this should be. But I think it's fine. I actually did debate about this with myself a lot when I was thinking about this moment in particular, which I remembered happening. And in the end, I thought, well, as we see going forward, Kaiba's going to draw X, Y, and Z from his deck. And I think the chances of him drawing those 3 specific cards from his deck are going to be lower than 25%. So it's really hard to penalize Yugi here for a 25%, success. Really what happened here is he activated it. It hit Obelisk, and then he just acted like that was what he planned to do all along.
Now, I play 1 card face down. Then I'll leave both of my monsters in defense mode and end my turn.
I expected more of a challenge from the top-ranked duelist.
And I expected you not to cheat, Kaiba.
I played this! Go! Why Dragon Head? Notice anything similar about my 2 monsters? Think about it, Yugi. This isn't a tough question. One is X-Head Cannon, and the other is Y Dragon Head.
Hold on. Are these 2 monsters able to combine together?
That's right! Behold, XY Dragon Cannon!
But once Obelisk is set free, Kaiba can sacrifice his 3-headed beast to summon his Egyptian god card! I have to do something to stop him! And I've only got 2 more turns to figure out what!
Now my XY Dragon Cannon! Attack his Magnet Warrior! Yugi, say goodbye! Now I activate Lullaby of Obedience! This magic card allows me to take a high-powered monster from your deck and add it to my hand! And I have a feeling you know which monster I have my eye on, Yugi. It's your Egyptian god card! Slifer the Sky Dragon. It was only a matter of time, Yugi, before your most powerful card went to a much more worthy duelist.
Okay, so Cheetah! Lullaby of Obedience it can do what Kaiba says. It is a real card that can where you can specify a monster in your opponent's deck, and if you get it right and it is in their deck, the opponent chooses either to give that to you, to put it in your hand, or summon it to the field. The difference is that you have to pay 2,000 life points to do that. So that is going to be 1 more strike on Kaiba, and we're going to deduct 2,000 life points from his total.
My card, please.
This card will return to me.
I doubt it. I wouldn't feel so bad if I were you. Slifer was buried so deep in your deck, you never would have drawn it anyway.
It appears Seto Kaiba outwitted the Pharaoh.
Both Egyptian god cards are mine. Know why? Because everyone gets what they deserve.
Yes, I agree. And I want to thank you for helping me claim what I deserve.
What?
Knowing how greedy you are, Kaiba, I suspected you might try to take my Sky Dragon, so I was ready. Reveal magic card! Exchange!
What? Oh no! Now he can take a card from my hand!
I believe you owe me a card, Kaiba, so give Slifer back to me. All right! Now we're back on track. Now you pick one. so we can get on with our duel. I appreciate your help. Slifer's in my hand, thanks to you. Alright, here goes! I summon Big Shield Gardener in defense mode! Then I shall place one card face down. That ends my turn.
Yourself. Excellent. This is exactly what I needed to complete my strategy and Yugi's annihilation. I place one card face down. I summon Z Metal Tank in attack mode. That's the final creature I needed to complete my ultimate machine monster.
And again, Kaiba drawing that. Kind of more lucky than Yugi's 25% with Light Force Sword, right?
Behold my XYZ Dragon Cannon! Say farewell to your Big Shield Gardener! Now XYZ Dragon Cannon attack his monster! That's one monster down and one to go. Then I can sacrifice my Dragon Cannon to unleash the fury of my Egyptian God card!
Thank you. Destroying one of my defensive monsters is exactly what I was hoping you would do, Kaiba.
Why's that?
Because you allowed me to play this. Behold, I reveal my face-down card, Soul Rope Trap! At a cost of 1,000 of my life points, this card allows me to summon any 4-star monster directly to the field whenever one of my creatures is destroyed. And I choose King's Knight! Observe, Kaiba. Now I have both King's and Queen's Knight.
It's not possible! Both cards?
That's right. Which means I can now summon Jack's Knight to the field.
Then you'll have 3 monsters!
Cheetah! So this is actually Yugi's first strike. Now you might be wondering what he's cheating on here. Well, actually, it's King's Knight's effect. So, if we bring up Soul Rope, again, Yugi paid 1,000 life points, which is what it does. But Soul Rope special summons a level 4 monster from your deck to the field. Now if we look at King's Knight, when King's Knight is normal summoned to the field while you control Queen's Knight, then you can summon Jack's Knight. But King's Knight was not normal summoned, it was special summoned. So that is 1 strike on Yugi.
Attention, Kaiba. I'll soon have exactly what I need to summon my Egyptian God card. Jack's Knight, come forth! Thanks to you, I now have 3 monsters to sacrifice.
You can't play your Egyptian God card before I play mine! I've been in control of this duel from the start!
Not anymore. And now, I sacrifice all 3 of my monsters. Be gone now! And next, I summon my Egyptian God card! Slifer, the Sky Dragon! Stare into the face of defeat, Kaiba!
That may be, but it does have its weaknesses. For instance, Slifer the Sky Dragon's attack points are equal to 1,000 times the number of cards you're holding in your hand, Yugi. And I count 3, giving your Egyptian God card only 3,000 points!
That's right, which makes it 200 attack points stronger than your XYZ Dragon Cannon. So I can eliminate your cannon right now, leaving you without a single monster, and preventing you from summoning your God card.
If you're so sure, then attack.
He's definitely up to something.
That's what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Just being able to bluff your opponent by like a single face-down
But
card.
his monster only has 2,800 attack points, and my Slifer has 3,000. I bet I was right, and his face-down card is the Life Shaper trap he took from me. Since it's been on the field for one turn, Kaiba can use it to eliminate one card from my hand. And since my Slifer's attack points depend on how many cards I'm holding, it'll go down to 2,000, making it weaker than Kaiba's monster.
Slifer, attack his monster now!
It's showtime.
Here we go.
Not so fast, Yugi. Take a good look at my face-down card.
That's not Life Shaver! But what is it?
It's called Interdimensional Matter Transporter. Just watch what it can do.
So first of all, Cheetah! Interdimensional Matter Transporter can in fact save his monster like it does, except if that were to happen, Yugi would be able to choose a new attack target. And without any monsters on the field, Yugi would be able to hit Kaiba directly. Yeah, which means this is not only one strike for Kaiba, because he would have lost the life points, and he didn't, but we're also deducting 3,000 life points from his total.
Tell me!
My trap card was able to take it out of play for one turn.
Very clever. It looks like your plan to save your monster from my attack worked. Well, I've also got a plan, so I'll play this face down. Now go ahead and make your move if you dare. What's wrong, Kaiba? Did I confuse you?
Yugi just lowered his monster's attack points by playing a card from his hand. Why would he intentionally weaken his own monster?
Well, what are you waiting for? It sounds like your adoring fans are eagerly waiting for you to make a decision, Kaiba. Slifer is weaker than your monster now.
What's your point?
I'm wide open. You can attack me with your cannon, right, Kaiba? Unless you're afraid to attack.
Ha! Your scare tactics won't work, because I know what I have to do. The time has come, and your time's up.
That's just one of the really cool things about Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, like, you summon a powerful monster, and suddenly you question yourself. Do I want to attack with this monster? What if his face-down card is something that would destroy my complete strategy?
Your Light Force Sword is no longer in effect, so my Egyptian God card is free now. I think you know what's next. Now I sacrifice my XYZ...
Cheetah! So, XYZ Dragon Cannon is a single monster. It's a fusion monster, but it counts as one tribute. It does not count as 3 tributes. So that is one more strike on Kaiba. And yeah, I really did not think by this point we would be 5-1. That was not how I remembered things happening when I was a kid.
Dragon Cannon! So I can summon this! Come forth now! Obelisk the Tormentor! Use your infinite power to bring me victory! It's over, Yugi! My mighty Egyptian God card is here at last!
I hope I can hold my own against the power of Obelisk. It's definitely not going to be easy. He's twice as strong as my Slifer.
Yugi, the Egyptian gods are about to clash! But only one monster will remain standing! Now, it's time to find out which one!
And with that, we will end this part. Let's take a look at the life point counter and the strikes. I really did not think we would have 5 strikes to Kaiba and only 1 strike to Yugi. by this point. Now, things may change as we get into the next parts of this duel. And for life point counter, Kaiba is at minus 4,000, whereas Yugi is at 0. Now, things may change going forward. Be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified when part 2 gets released. This has been That's Effin' Rich. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.